Hello everyone, Jonathan Casey here, acting as Mercury's messenger, and this is the show Random Stuff. How's everyone doing? Sorry I haven't been around for a while. Um, June's been a crazy month for me. I've been working two jobs, and I've been doing a lot of home renovations in any spare time I've had. I built a new deck and fixed up my fence. Um, uh, Cleaned up as well a bit, being spring. Uh, Time to make everything nice around the home. And so, yeah, I've just been busy, busy, busy. Anyhow, uh, I found something that I'm kind of inspired to share with you guys. It has to do with the eclipse season coming up in July. July is one crazy freaking month, okay? But here, I want to talk still about the end of June, wrapping up June, which kind of shows us a lot about the energies coming in July, okay? So here I have us on June 27th, where we have the full moon in Capricorn, which is conjunct Saturn, okay? Now, this is the first full moon since summer solstice, which just happened a couple days ago on the 21st of June, Aboriginal Day. Um, and yeah, so right now the moon is lighting up Saturn in Capricorn. Now, on the winter solstice 6 months ago, that's when Saturn entered Capricorn. And so, because this is so close to the solstice, being in the moon cycle of it, shining right on Saturn, here to me, it's reflecting on the past 6 months, on what Saturn in Capricorn kind of meant to all of us, what it brought, what it might have taken away, or taught us, or is about to teach us. Okay, so yeah, let me keep moving ahead here to the day before the last day of this lunar cycle, the day before the eclipse. Okay, the eclipse on the 12th, we're on the 11th here, and the moon now is opposing Saturn, wrapping up this moon cycle. So this moon cycle that we're in right now, okay, has a lot to do with Saturn, and the moon here, where brings us some intuition, emotion. We're kind of feeling it out, feeling it out. I was slapping a mosquito. Feeling out, this what Saturn's trying to teach us, what this Capricorn energy. He's in review, like back at the first few degrees of the sign. This is a time of reflecting, of learning, of seeing what he is bringing us, okay, or what work we're doing to bring to bring better life for ourselves. Okay, this year 2018 is a very alchemical year with Jupiter in Scorpio, Saturn in Capricorn, with Pluto still there. It's Uranus shifting signs into Taurus. This is huge. To me, this is new Earth, is change to the Earth. Bringing that new Aquarian Earth. And let me talk about that more with the aspects of these eclipses, okay? So now the eclipse here is in the sign of Cancer, is about home and security and family, that kind of stuff. The that being and it's opposing, okay, Pluto in Capricorn, so it's opposing the transformation of traditions, breaking possibly family traditions, tradition cycles that make us feel comfortable, you know, or like dependencies that bring us comfort, okay, things like that, is what the is what the solar eclipse. I'm on. I get confused sometimes, especially when I'm on the spot like this. So sorry. Oh, this isn't even an eclipse. Or July 12th. Sorry, yeah, it is an eclipse. It's a partial solar eclipse. Okay. So yeah. Now let's keep moving ahead. I'm gonna go one day ahead, and here I want to point out that the moon is the first day of this eclipse season, of this new moon cycle. The moon conjuncts the north node. Now the node is our compass, okay, and the head of the dragon, some people say, and the opposing side, it doesn't show it on this chart, but is the tail of the dragon, the south node, which would be conjunct Mars here, okay, in Aquarius. Now, I'm going to explain, I just kind of want to point this out here, because I'm going to explain it more when we get to the next eclipse, the lunar eclipse in this cycle. So let me move up some hours here. Okay, maybe one more hour. Yeah, that's close, almost perfect. Okay, so on July 27th we have the lunar eclipse now. Okay, so why I was pointing out the node is because the sun is now conjunct the north node, and the moon is conjunct the south node. Okay, now why I kind of want to talk about all this is because this is where we're collectively pointed towards Leo, and away from Aquarius. When, you know, the talk is all about moving towards Aquarius, aren't we moving into Aquarius kind of deal? And we are, but first we have to wrap up the old way of Aquarius, and let me explain that into further detail here. Okay, so remember that the solar eclipse was opposing Pluto, and Pluto breaking traditions, okay, breaking old ways of doing things, okay, and so so in that case, okay, because this eclipse is squaring Uranus in Taurus, which like I said is the new Earth, you know, future Earth, and it's in tension with its own sign. Okay, so to me that would mean that it's in tension with, it's in conflict with the future, therefore it's in the past. Therefore, let's look at the past ruler of Aquarius, the traditional ruler, which is Saturn. And Saturn is, I believe this is what they call a quincunx. A quincunx, I think, is Saturn being at 3, and this being at, you know, 3-4 degrees. in one sign over. So 2 signs over is a sextile, 3 signs over is a trine, 4 signs over is a square, and 6 signs over or whatever is an opposition. But 1 sign over and 5 signs over, they don't show it on charts. I think they call that a quincunx. It's a special kind of aspect. Anyhow, in this case, I think it has to do with more the Saturn side, the past, the old way. Sorry, there's mosquitoes in here, of Aquarius, and so Saturn, is a cross here with this wavy line. Okay, the wavy lines. So the cross is matter, and the wavy line is movement. Okay, or like causes, right? The movement nailed to the cross is a funny way of saying, Christianity, that movement that's been ruling the age of Pisces. Now, so yeah, it's about an action or a Mars movement, in our old kind of our old causes. Okay, so we're maybe moving away, being retrograde, moving away from old causes that are conflicting with this new Earth, and instead, okay, of looking at Leo here as the patriarchal kings and rulers, and ego, we could look at it as more, because the sun also rules Leo, so more about the creative aspects of Leo. That's so yeah, in this case, the moon, okay, is moving towards becoming full, but then it's eclipsed. It's all of a sudden not there. It disappears, right? Because it's an eclipse. The sun comes, the Earth comes in the middle of the two. You can't see the moon anymore. Instead, it's our own light that kind of gets to see. Our own light is blocking or reflecting. How do I say that? So we can kind of see maybe our old attachments to certain causes that's preventing us from creating a new future, that's preventing us from moving towards the future, this history, this past that we're holding on to, and here's a chance for us to see it through our own light rather than being lit up by the stars. Okay, so yeah, the month of July is crazy. I haven't even looked at the eclipse here in August. This is as far as I've kind of gone with the eclipses so far, looking at it, and this was enough to talk about. July just being such a crazy time of the year, the tipping point, where everything's starting to blossom and bring its fruits, for the harvest. It's all kind of starting now, so yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to do some more really soon. Once June's over, I'll have more free time again, because you know, when I'm not looking at astrology and reading the stars, I'm actually making stars. I'm a pyrotechnician for a fireworks company, Dreamcatcher Fireworks. We do shows, and June is basically the busiest month of the year. June and December being, you know, Christmas and New Year's. June being Aboriginal Day, and in Canada here, Canada Day, July 1st. So prepping for all that and whatnot, and then after that, you know, fireworks season kind of planes out a little bit. There's long weekends that, you know, that we do some shows, and maybe like weddings and other small events, but those are smaller shows, and the owners usually can kind of cover that on their own. They don't really need my help that much. But the other job I'm doing is, which is kind of cool, in November, someone bought a neighboring camp. The guy's a roofer. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, he bought it in November. We started kind of hanging out in December or whatever. That's when Saturn entered Capricorn. Now it's 6 months later, where I'm supposed to be, where we're reflecting upon it, and that's kind of what I'm reflecting upon, is how, in a way, my new neighbor represents Saturn, because he's given me a job. Now, he's a roofer. I'm not roofing. What I'm doing is basically I'm coming up towards the end of the day, maybe picking up the dump trailer, bringing the shingles to the dump, and then bringing the dump trailer to the next job site. You know, I do the odd pick up for you know, shingles or whatever, if they can't get it delivered, if it's too small of an order, or, you know, maybe the owner of the company's been in an accident, so he doesn't have a license. So sometimes if his wife has to watch the kids or whatnot, I basically drive him around to see customers, or tie up odds and ends that have to do with more of the business aspects of things. Anyways, I'm rambling, typical Gemini kind of thing, right? Anyhow, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll do more shows and see you guys all really, really soon. Bye now.